Here is a woman in Paris, and when most people first see how she dresses, they say the same thing. It is just jeans and a shirt, and they are right, that is exactly what it is. A denim shirt, a pair of jeans, flat shoes, maybe a blazer thrown over the top. Nothing you could not find in a Zara or that is not already hanging in your own wardrobe right now. And yet, this is a woman the fashion world treats as an authority. A journalist who has spent nearly 10 years interviewing designers and taking the industry apart for a living. Magazines call her an icon for wearing jeans and a shirt. So here is the real question, and it is the one this whole video is about. If it is just jeans and a shirt, why does it work on her and fall flat on the rest of us? Her name is Valerie Tribes. She is 54. And the answer is not that she is French or thin or rich. She shops at Zara. She wears the same canvas sneakers you already own. The answer is 5 quiet decisions. Sitting underneath the simplest clothes in the room, I am going to lay all 5 of them out on the table. And here is the best part. Not one of them costs a thing. And every single one works on any body, at any budget. Let us start with the decision that took her 40 years to make. Here is something Valerie has said about herself, and I want you to listen for yourself inside it. Until she was 40, she did not really know who she was. Her closet was full of clothes that had nothing to do with her. She would admire one woman, then another, and try to dress the way they did. And because it was never really her, she never felt comfortable. And she never quite looked right. If you have ever stood in front of a full wardrobe and thought, none of this is me, or pulled something on and thought, I look like my mother, not myself, that was Valerie for 40 years, and then she stopped copying other women and built what she calls la base, the base. A few cashmere jumpers in navy and gray. Honest jeans with no stretch. Cotton and linen shirts, a good coat, a trench, and the flat shoes she actually walks in. That is more or less the whole thing. This is the first code, the base lock. And here is why it works, because it is freeing once you see it. A locked base is not boring. It is a decision you only have to make once. When the foundation is settled, you stop shopping to fix a feeling. You stop standing in front of the closet every morning, losing the same fight. The woman who reinvents herself every season reads as searching. The woman with a settled base reads as someone who already knows exactly who she is. And after 50, that quiet certainty is the most elegant thing you can wear. The fix is not a shopping list, it is the opposite. Find the handful of pieces that are actually you, the ones you reach for without thinking. Those are your base. Everything else is just noise. Now, the second code is about color, and I know that word makes a lot of you tense up, because somewhere along the way, color got turned into a complicated test. Seasons. Undertones, charts, analysis that costs money and somehow leaves you more confused than when you started. Valerie does none of that. Her entire color story is 3 words. Navy, gray, black, in winter, navy, and a deep charcoal gray. In summer, black, because she likes how it looks against warmer skin. That is it. That is the whole palette. This is the tonal mirror. You take the colors that already suit the woman you are, and you keep choosing them on purpose, instead of being pulled around by whatever color the shops decide to push this season. Here is why it works. A color that flatters your own skin and hair hands the attention back to your face. A trend color does the opposite. It takes over and leaves your face behind. And this matters more now than it ever did. After 50, the contrast in your own face softens. A loud color drop next to that just shouts over you. A quiet, chosen palette lets you be the brightest thing in your own outfit. You do not need a consultant. You do not need a chart. You need 2 or 3 colors that make your face look rested. And the discipline to stop there. The fix, pick your 2 or 3. Build almost everything from them and let the rest go without guilt. Now, 2 codes in, you can already feel what Valerie is really doing. She is not adding. She is taking away. A locked base, a tiny palette, less, chosen on purpose. And I have taken that exact way of stripping a wardrobe back to what actually works and laid it out in a short free guide. For your own closet. With the pieces you already own, it is completely free. The link is in the description and pinned right at the top of the comments. Go and grab it now before the next 3 codes because they all build on it. Got it open? Good. Because the 3rd code is one you have probably been doing right all along, even while feeling guilty about it. Valerie crosses Paris on a bicycle. Around 7 miles a day, with her little cocker spaniel sitting in the front basket, and on her feet, canvas sneakers, flat leather loafers. And when she wants a touch of polish, a low slingback, or a soft mule she can still pedal in. What you will almost never see her in is a high heel. So if you have been quietly stepping away from heels, if your knees or your feet or simply your patience have had enough, and some part of you has felt like you were giving up, like you were letting yourself go, I need you to hear this clearly. You were right all along. This is the low shoe reset. Here is why it works. A comfortable flat shoe does something a heel simply cannot. It lets you move like yourself. Easy. Unbothered, like a woman who has somewhere to be and is not in pain getting there. And that ease is exactly what reads as confidence. The too careful, balanced on heels look does not read as elegant anymore. It reads as effort. As a woman performing for the room, a good flat says the opposite. It says, I am comfortable and I have stopped asking for permission. And for those of you who told me your feet are wide or you have a bunion or you will simply never wear a heel over an inch again, this is not a compromise. This is the whole secret, the fix. Find 1 or 2 low shoes that are genuinely comfortable and quietly well made. Then stop apologizing for living in them. Remember what Valerie does for a living. She is inside the machine, the launches, the trends, the endless message that what you own is already not enough. And here is what makes her rare. She gives no rules. She refuses to tell anyone what they ought to wear. She spends her whole podcast saying the same quiet thing. Not everyone can afford designer, and that is completely fine. In an entire industry built on the word should, she simply walked out the door. This is the subtraction edit. Here is the mechanism, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Almost every outfit that misses is not missing a piece. It has one piece too many. Think of the things hanging in your closet right now with the tag still on. The dress that looked wrong the moment it arrived. The structured blouse you love on other people and never once reach for. The jacket from a life that has become far more casual than it used to be. You did not choose wrong because you have no taste. You chose the piece a screen told you to want instead of the piece that was already you. Subtraction is just putting those down and trusting what is left. The fix is one sentence, and I want you to use it tomorrow morning. Before you walk out the door, take one thing off. It is almost always the newest thing. The last coat is the one sitting underneath all the others. And Valerie learned it the hard way. For years she was a collector, luxury handbags, fine jewelry, the trophies the industry tells you to chase. And then one summer her apartment was broken into and the entire collection was stolen. Gone. The insurance paid out a good sum. Her husband suggested she use it to replace at least one designer bag. And she said no. Standing in the space where all of it used to be, she realized she did not need it. A hard year around the same time had already taught her what actually matters. And it was not in those drawers. She has said it plainly. I have become very pared back. I need very few things now. This is the enough point. Here is the mechanism, and it is the one that ends the whole exhausting cycle. The industry needs you to believe you are always one purchase away from finished. So you buy, and you donate, and you buy again, and you stand in a full closet, feeling like you have nothing. The woman who has reached her enough point has left that loop completely. She is not richer than you. For years, she owned far more than you. She simply decided that a few good things she loves are enough. And she meant it. And here is the strange part. That is the exact moment a wardrobe finally starts to look expensive. Not when it is full, when it is sure. The fix. Before you buy the next thing, ask yourself one question. Do I need this? Or do I just need to feel finished? Because you are almost certainly far closer to finish than anyone has ever let you believe. So let us lay all 5 out together, one last time. The base lock, the tonal mirror, the low shoe reset, the subtraction edit, and the enough point. It is not that she is French or thin or rich. You can put that story down now. It is that somewhere around 40, she stopped trying to be anyone else. The jeans and the shirt were never the point. The woman who decided she had nothing left to prove. That is the point. And everything you need to begin is already hanging in your closet tonight. If you want the simplest place to start, that free guide is waiting for you just below this video. And if this is the way of thinking you have been looking for, stay with me. Next, I am decoding another woman who built her entire look on a single refusal. An American who made Paris her own, and it might just be the most freeing one yet. I will see you there.